Hi everyone, Diana Rankin here, and we got into the stream. One of the downsides of living in a rural area is there's no such thing as fast internet. Um, so it's good to be in today. It's Friday morning, and this week we're going to be celebrating the new year. So happy new year to everyone. This is the very first week, uh, excuse me, the very first week of 2020. And it's also the end of 2019. Excuse me, just a moment here. All right, let's try that again. It is the first week of 2020, and it also is the end of 2019. And so it's December 29th to January the 4th. We're going to get our message here from Phillip from one of my books. It's the Master's Book of Answer by Phillip. And thank you for all of you who brought this book or one of my other books for Christmas gifts or for yourself. I deeply appreciate that. We're also going to hear the conversation I had with Phillip, what he had to say about 2020. I find it interesting. Excuse me. I still seem to have a little frog there. So we'll get our message, and I want to welcome everybody to 2020. But I want to also say thank you so much for supporting this channel, supporting me. I so appreciate your comments, and I do read them, even though I don't always have time to comment on them. So I'm really grateful to hear from you. So thank you. So let's get right to it, shall we? And see what Phillip tells us about 2020. Thank you, Phillip. Your messages and predictions. What messages and predictions do you have for our viewers? And here's what Phillip says. This will be a year of opposites, a year of high energy and also one of low energy. The need to step back, appraise the situation, and rest before taking appropriate action will be called for. Boy, I'm going to read that again because with the internet, I've seen plenty of times we all should remember the old thing, the old cliche that my family taught me, and hopefully your family has taught you, and that it used to be before we had the internet. We could write a letter. We could write an angry letter. We could say whatever we wanted. And the phrase was, don't put the stamp on it. So we could write the letter but not mail it. With the days of internet, we act before we think often. So I'm going to reread that again. The need to step back, appraise the situation, and rest before taking appropriate action will be called for. He goes on to say, this is not to say you should not react instinctively. It is to say there will be times the intellect must come into play. Take the time to delve deeper into the situation before reacting. This year, ask humans to dig deeper. Each will have opportunity to look inward, to come into understanding of their role in all that is taking place around them as well as in their life. As we have said before, there are those who are to devote their lives to prayer. Others are to devote their lives to speaking out, while others are to find the balance between the two. Those who are to live in prayer will feel the need to withdraw from the business of the world. They are not to blind themselves to the world, but to rise above and encompass the world in love. They help to hold the energy for those who are to work at a different level in the human realm. Those who are to speak out will be the leaders of the groups, working for the earth and her people. They may lead groups, be political commentators, writers and artists, leaders of movement for understanding for all. Their challenge is to stay in a place of love and not let the anger or fear take over. Those who are to find balance must practice balance within themselves. Those who are to find balance must practice balance within themselves first and always, so they can bring balance to the world. They will be spiritual leaders who spend time in the quiet of meditation and contemplation, and also speak out for justice and kindness and compassion. They will walk among the people of the world, slapping the hand of the unkind and then holding them in compassionate love. These are the three groups of leaders, but certainly not all the people. Most people will not step into leadership this year at all, but will be called upon to look within to ask themselves what they want for their lives and all life. Many are ready to evolve many are ready to evolve to where they are ready to look inward. This is the beginning of their spiritual journey. This is an auspicious year for spiritual development. For others, however, the desire to blame the other is too great. They will not yet be willing to see that which triggers their anger or fear is an answer they seek, but only if they turn the spotlight inward instead of outward. I'm going to read that again. The desire to blame the other is too great. They will not yet be willing to see that which triggers their anger or fear is an answer they seek, but only if they turn the spotlight inward instead of outward. The division among humans will be greatly apparent this year. That saddens my heart, but I see it as there. This is understandable as we study the differences between the different soul groups which manifest in human lives. This will cause the year to be unsettling, so the need to find inner calmness will be necessary. This is not to say to turn away from the world, but to turn into the self as well. It is when the inner life is at peace that peace will be found in the outer world, and I think that bears repeating. It is when the inner life is at peace that peace will be found in the outer world. So what Phillip is telling us is this is the year to find inner peace. And as we find that inner peace, we will create it for our world. So my friends, find the inner peace this year. Go inward. When something triggers you, ask yourself, what is my gift here? What is this trigger telling me? What is my anger telling me? What is my fear telling me? What is my frustration telling me? Perhaps it's just telling me to have more patience. Perhaps it's telling me that there's a deeper issue that I have the opportunity to look at. Shall we see what Phillip has to say? Now, because this is an oracle book and every page has a different wisdom on it, think left page, right page. If you the same page that our message is on, I just say your intuition is strong. If you get the opposite page, which I also read, then I say, that's just a message for you. So we just kind of flip through or just kind of open where it opens, and I'm hearing right page. And again, I will read the left page. If you got the message for right, your intuition is strong. If you got the message for left, that means that's probably a message that you need to hear. So here's what the right page says. To admit a mistake made yesterday is to admit you have grown wiser today. Oh, I love that. And that's one of the things we're going to have to look at today or this year that Phillip is talking about. Not to be hard on ourselves, not at all, but to look at our mistakes and say, I can do better tomorrow. Let me read it again. To admit a mistake made yesterday is to admit you have grown wiser today. We're going to have the opportunity to grow wise in 2020. And on the other side, on the left page, it says, life gives you everything you are willing to accept. Life gives you everything you are willing to accept. Oh, my friends, we thank you for being with us. We hope that all of you celebrating Kwanzaa those of you who celebrated Christmas and Hanukkah and all of the other, so many celebrations, spiritual celebrations take place this past December and even into this week. So bless every one of you. Enjoy your celebrations. And remember, as we move into 2020, we get to look within ourselves as well as go out for those of us who are supposed to go out in the world. That's not always an easy thing to do. You're not alone, my friends. You're not alone. I love you. Daisy's over here sleeping. I think I just woke her up, though. And so, from all of us here in our neck of the world, in our spiritual sanctuary, we thank you for being with us today and this week. We wish you a very happy new year. Let go of that which no longer works in your life. Bless that which is coming in. And may it be cherished. Until next week, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for accepting our love. And thank you for sending love this way. We appreciate it. We take all we can get.